What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Train Some 103. My name is Scott. I am a real railroader. And we're going to just go right back into the Cajon Pass because American freight is all that I know. We're going to be running a manifest train today from Houston to San Diego. No, we're not going to be doing that whole run. That is a long way. That probably takes multiple crews. Actually, now I'm curious how many crews it would take. M-HOUSDG7-05. Apparently everything is done at the beginning of the month. I'm assuming the 05 is a date. I have no idea what the 5, 6, 7, yada yada is. I don't work for BNSF. Dynamic weather, because why not? It's the 25th of September in real time, so this train is 20 days behind. Clear. Somehow, on the Cajon Pass, it's 47 degrees at 2:20 in the afternoon. Here we go. Really? That's it? 56 cars? 6,977 tons? 3,600 feet? I swear, if this acts up as if it is extremely heavy, they have some serious recalculating to do in this game, because that is very close to the weight of a 8,200 foot intermodal train that I had today. 2 locomotives, not 6. We reached 60 mile an hour. And I'm going to take priority over that. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do the basics. Kick the arrow because I don't need it. I'm in run, single, or short hood, yada yada. I don't need it. Okay. Let's take a look outside here. Take a look at the back. Make sure. Okay. Our tail end is next to the tail end of that train. Alright. I can't see anything because yeah, that's fine. Okay. Well. Let's get this train rolling, I guess. I got nothing more to really say. Why is it bouncing like that? Look at that. So as far as the guys, are you stopping? What the? Why did it just do that? Okay. That is programming at its finest about railroad operations, because, yeah, that's exactly what a crew is going to do. Just I've got nothing for that one. I've got nothing. I really thought that train was just going to go and run a red light. Where am I even starting? I don't even know where I'm at. Yeah, this is a very small train. but it smells, tastes funny in that. Don't mind the buildings popping in and out. It's fun. It happens in real life. See it all the time. Prototypical, you know. Oh, there goes some weird audio glitch. So I don't know, is it counting down like when I clear into the 60? Am I clear the, or is it telling me something different right now? I'm passing the sign that says 60. Okay. We have 4 locomotives for, what did I say, 56 cars? Also, I just recently had a ES 44C4 in my train lately, and it was like a 7000 series. So I don't know if, like a gnat. I don't know if BN's like rebuilding these or something. While we do this, let's take a look down the train. What do we got? It's pretty organized. That's a cool shot. Don't do that in real life. Please. I feel like I shouldn't have to say it, but I probably do, sadly. Because there are people that do dumb stuff. Well, that was odd. I'll run the train, jeez. He wants me to run the train. I'm not sure about it. There's like a weird aftertaste. I don't know if there's something in that cup, but it shouldn't be. It was clean. I don't know what that green flag's for. Notch 8, 4 locomotives, less than 4,000 ton. Can't get it up to speed on a, well, now it's 0.7%, but still. their attempt at cab motion is very violent. Yeah, it's very not prototypical. Welcome on in, Ford Fan 1999. Yeah, they sure don't like make U.S. freight trains seem realistic in this. That coast up the hill. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was gone for a little bit. You know, life changes, but I'm trying to keep something going, and these videos are getting decent enough attention, so I'm gonna keep this going until people tell me to stop, I guess. People don't want to see it anymore. But in my mind, it's kind of nice to get to the to do things realistically. You know, show people what I do for real on a day-to-day. Also, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but when you go into notch 5, throttling up, it doesn't make a sound. No, I've said things about the sound before in this game. It's not the greatest. There's could definitely work on the horns a bit. Maybe by the next video, I'll get like a, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I know people make their own custom sounds and stuff, so maybe I'll add it if I find a good enough one. Now, contrary to popular belief, in real life, there isn't a thing just out in the horizon that tells you 22 miles to such and such location. Sorry. Yeah, I need to figure out how to get another monitor set up. Work's been alright. Been this. What have I done? 2 round trips recently. A mixed freight train up, a mixed freight train back, an empty coal train up, and an intermodal back. So it's been alright. Nothing too fancy. Had a nice hunk of junk leading our train today. Good old SD. I actually don't know what kind of type of motor it was. It was an EMD. It's about as much as I know. Yeah, it's just the sounds are not great. Like I said, I'll try to find something better to upgrade them, but I mean, it doesn't take much to go by the railroad out here, get a legitimate horn sound. I mean, trains blowing their horn everywhere. You can literally go find a BNSF 3283, listen to its horn, and it probably does not sound anything like this. Dovetail will never sponsor me. If they've ever seen my videos, they probably don't like me. Yeah, I'm sure at some point it's going to rain. Because that seems to be the point of dynamic weather. It just always ends up raining. Like, you know, I mean, I'm in the California desert. It's not the first thing that comes to mind. Hi, Rackgammon. It's going good. How's it going with you? Good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Kills me in this game how much the track just doesn't render in front of you. Depends on the. I have had it where it does. Yeah, I got a 3060. I mean, it ought to be good enough. Ought to be. Yeah, I've had a few scenarios where there were the. I mean, Ford, I don't know if you were here right at the beginning when I started, but there was an intermodal train that as soon as I started moving, it rocketed up from a stop up to a red signal and then stopped again for some reason. Which I don't understand what the AI is doing in this game, but somebody programmed it. Dovetail, you ever see this? Ask Americans about American operations, please. Because, damn. Also, okay, make a timetable that yeah. So, here's something that obviously is not labeled correctly on the U.S. operations of trains. You find these assigned trains, like the one I'm on, which, whatever, Houston to San Diego freight, I think I'm on, that you find them under the timetable section. The timetable, to me, is a document that shows my line and has station names and sidings and all that. That is what the timetable. The timetable is nothing to do with the scheduling of trains. Just saying. Maybe way back in the day. But these days, that's not how freight trains run. Like something they could do, like, here we got this map view thing, right? Show me something useful on it. Show me something useful on it. There's nothing useful on it. Like, what's the name of this switch? Why is there a train there? What's the name of this switch? I don't know. Show me the speeds. That's something. Instead of leaving it to the counter up there in the corner, where I've had it before, timing wise, like I was in I don't know, it was like slow down to a 45. All of a sudden, next thing I know, without even going half a mile. I was in a 30. I was like, how'd I get here? How am I supposed to know that's what's coming up when it only gives me the fastest speed? Like, that's what the timetable shows. Give me that. And also, what is that constant, with the cap? Because the amount of times it happens in a trip, I feel like I should have a broken knuckle somewhere. And I don't. Yeah. That they do. The thing is, like, the way we use trains across America is very different than how they use trains in a lot of countries. Especially our freight traffic. I mean, this short freight train that I got, that might have been a long freight train 85 years ago. Probably even more. And it just... Like, I see a 50-car train as a transfer job, not a long-haul freight. But I find it funny that they seem to put a milepost on both tracks, and I don't know if in real life that is what they do out here. So, my thing about it is I only got this because it's on Game Pass. That's the only reason I have it. There are some upgrades, like, of course, because I got it on Game Pass, I can't take all my stuff from Steam, all my DLC from 2, and use it. So, I don't know. It all depends, I guess, on what your value of worth is. I mean, to me, it's not a big... It's not a big change in the operational standpoint from the last one. Still things that are wrong, prototypically. Like, I still want somebody at Dovetail to answer me on this one, and it's about the remote locomotive operation. Why do I use the radio in order to communicate with my remote locomotives? It just does not make any sense. Like, this is not how you turn on any communication between locomotives. That's done right there. The F2 key, look at that. I can even, it literally has the ability for me to press it. What's it for? Apparently nothing. That time I made a noise in notch 5 with that. Let's go somewhere watch a robot or try something out. But yeah, I mean, something like that though just makes no sense. You know what I mean? Like, you've already programmed functions into the computer screen. What's with the sounds? Like, there's no flat spots. I don't believe that. Whoops. I didn't know there was a crossing up there. I would have gone and watched the train by. But I mean, like, there's functionality in this thing. I can do stuff. Stuff that doesn't make any sense. It just seems it's illogical to create screens. Locomotive brake, what does that do? Speed control, that does nothing. Lane counter, air brakes, more options. This screen is useless. I find it funny that every time I do a live stream of this and then turn it into a YouTube video, it ends up being a video of me just pointing out everything that they get wrong on American locomotives to people that ask questions about how accurate this is. And some of the stuff I think they did just for the ease of the player. Like, you know, this is combined of a GE and EMD screen. Realistically, on a GE, that whole thing with all those squares and all these symbols, those two rows should be gone. Let's see. Okay, here's another thing about their distributive power I talked about. When I get a train in this game that has a remote locomotive, the way they keep portraying this is I am getting on the train in the middle of its trip. I am relieving a crew and continuing the journey. Granted, they make you go, 25 miles. But you get to the back end of a train. We'll go back. Obviously we don't have a remote, but hey, look, okay, we got an EOT, that's working fine. If we had a remote back here, then it's supposed to have a rear headlight on. Or you could attach an EOT, that is another option. Or if you work for, if you look at the CN locomotives, they have a red marker light that they can turn on. But if I'm relieving the train, that should already be on. They treat it like, if I wanted it on, I would literally have to walk back to the other end of the train and turn it on myself. And also along that line, if you have a locomotive consist, I have two headlight controls on a locomotive at all times. We have this one that I'm using right now, which is those. We also have this one. That controls the headlights on the rear locomotive, provided they're set up right. I've tried it, and it did nothing last time I used it. So, just a complete mess on that front. There's no... I mean, of all the things that they've created for DLC in this game, there's just absolutely, like, no variety in traffic. Like, freight car traffic. You know? You're good. You got this coming up. You get to play this game. You get to play Watch the Train Appear somehow, magically, out of thin air. Like, wait until I actually know I can see it. There it is. See? Look, it totally did not just pop in out of nowhere. I bet you it's going to show me speeding by the time I get back to the head end. Yeah. I mean, like, look, you know, they just put BNSF on any car that prototypically could put BNSF on, and then... Oh, wow, I'm not speeding. Look at that. And then anything that's not BNSF is just dovetail. Like... Here's another thing, you know, the makeup of this train just seems too coordinated. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's me just getting too into it, but... Hold on, I'll find the front end again. I don't know, just... just stuff for them to work on. Stuff they should pay attention to. I don't know. Add animals to the environment or something. Like, there's no wildlife. I feel weird about that. I'd love it for somebody from Dovetail to, like, comment and tell me some reasonings behind what they've done. Like, try to tell me why I'm wrong about the game or something. I don't know. I'm sure there are people that will probably try to tell me I'm wrong. What can you do? Maybe. And I don't want to snack in the tumbleweeds now. Now that's just wrong, man. But deer, on the other hand. Oh, we almost hit a truck today. We come around the gates, we came up on like 50 mile an hour, like, hello. Hey, look, the only type of hopper car that exists, the NSF. Yeah, Dovetail would hate me. They probably do hate me, honestly. I mean, really nothing left of it when you hit it, though. I'm paying attention to that. We're like, you hear the waving in the audio? Is that blood on? Why does the game do that? Because the locomotive's doing something? Like, I don't understand why it has such a hard time with the audio. Flashing yellow. That is flashing 3 different times somehow. Okay. Weird. Look, I know nothing about designing a game. I've never done any programming or anything. But after all this time, after all the knowledge that is out there regarding this piece of machinery, some stuff for this game could have been done better. I feel well, from the announcement of this game to release, wasn't it like a month? That was it? I feel like there was no real build-up to it. And it just, I don't know, seemed rushed. Seemed rushed to get a new one out just for the sake of calling it a new one. Nailed it. Yeah, it was a quick turnaround from announcement to release. Like, a lot of times, you know, a game is announced so early on that there's time for people to say things like, hey, That looks awful. So that they can go back and work on it. Now it's, and it happens a lot in the gaming industry, sadly, where it's like, now, hey, let's get the game out. We'll fix it later. Cyberpunk. I rest my case. I mean, don't put out a game that's not finished. Or I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What signal did I just go by? Did I just go by restricting? Oh. Now we got T-pose over here. And in the mile, I got to be down to 10. Did I run up from an advanced approach to a restricting? Okay, I am going to have to honestly go back after this and review that footage because you cannot do that. What is this 10? I don't understand this. I've taken countless... Okay, not countless. That's stupid to say, but... I've taken a few trips on this exact route. Like, same starting location, same ending location. There's never been a 10 here. I've never had a restricting. Fisher, thank you for the follow. What? Why am I lined into this track? It says there's a derail here. Says that it's on. I really hope this works. Okay, so there's no derail there. I'm lined into a track without my knowledge. There is no signal that governs me into this. Okay? This is a hand throw switch that you need to take a lock off of. Where is it? You would need to take a lock off of this thing. Line it, let it time out, so you can line yourself into this track. And the game just decided, it's just open. We just left it open on the main line, it's fine. Dovetail. Where do you get your railroading information? This ain't no railway. This is a railroad. You got it wrong. This one annoyed me. I'm going to flat out say it. This one they really disappointed me on. Like, where's the thing from the beginning that told you the description of these things is, oh, finish the trip from here to here. Like, give me information. Give me information about what this train is actually going to be doing. And I still got the gold on it. After all that. That one. No. No. There was not any sort of good warning that I was going into a sidetrack like that. Just, I gotta go back. I gotta find out if that was actually a restricting signal that I went by. Because if it gave me an advanced approach to a restricting, then that entire time oh boy. And like I said, there's nothing that tells you you are stopping in such location. I'm going to end the YouTube portion here, so those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope maybe you're learning something about how railroading works compared to how this game is set up. If you like the videos, please like, comment, subscribe. Love to have you on board, and if you want to see some more of this content, that's how you do it. Have a good one, everybody.